Well, hello everybody and welcome to another Friday Lockdown Live. Lockdown Live sounds good, doesn't it? So that music's catchy, isn't it? Every time I hear that, it's like, yeah, it's our sound. So, Fiddly, hello my friend. First on, as always, thank you always for joining us and being there so fast. And Bobo's already starting to play up. Hello. You getting bored already? She is getting so frustrated, aren't you? Yeah, so right, there's not too much to do today, guys. There's been no new orders, no new products or shipments or anything come in the last week. So nothing brand new to talk about, although a few of you have commented that you do like the little, stop that, here's things for later. A few of you have commented that you do like some of the little mini tutorials I've been giving, so I've got another one of those to give you later on today. So yeah, as always guys, we are here for you. Thank you as always for still continuing to order. The sales are still going through a fraction of what they normally are, but it's enough to keep us going, so I really do appreciate that. And as I said last week as well, I do appreciate all the little comments as well. So much love in the magic community coming in. So apologies if I haven't answered your emails. I am still so behind in the emails. What I've noticed is during the lockdown, because everyone's at home, everyone tends to phone up and place orders on the phone, or just phone up an awful lot. So there's an enormous amount of time on the phone, which means that any other time I've got, the orders come first. I have to process the orders and get them shipped and go back and forth to the post office. And because of that, the emails are still building up. I'm going through as many as I can, but I have to prioritize these emails. So if there's an email come in where somebody wanted to change or cancel an order or something important for an order, they have to be prioritized. And those that just want advice sometimes, or just not so important things, they'll kind of go to the bottom of the list. I will get around to answering all the emails, I promise. Some of the guys are answering the emails from home. Some of my staff are, those are emails that they can answer, but obviously if somebody's got a question about a product, they can't exactly go and get it. So yeah, please be patient. If I haven't answered your email, I will. It's nothing personal. I will get around to them eventually. So right, I hope nobody has got the virus so far, or if you have, I hope you've recovered. But yeah, let's see who's around then. So yes, so Fiddly, as always, you're first, my friend. Pete's there, Frank's there. Hello, my friend. Hello, everybody. Michael Cooley, I'm okay, thank you. All the regulars are here. Oh God, I must remember to like these. Apparently, Facebook likes it if I like your comments as you go, and it also makes me. Well, helps me see who I've replied to and who I haven't. So guys, yeah, as there's not even a book review this week, unfortunately. So yeah, anything you want to know about, anything I can help you with during the live, please do let us know. We'll try and do an hour if we can. I've got about 20 minutes or so of stuff to show you as well. So yeah, we'll go from there. Hello Ottar, I hope all is well. Ottar says, hey Dave, finally the best part of my Friday PropDog Live. Best part of my week is the one time of the week where I just forget about the phone goes off the hook, forget about the orders, just an hour of peace and quiet with you guys. So it is good. And hopefully no crotch shots today. I watched the video back later on. I couldn't believe how long I left the camera on that area. I do apologise for that last week. Any guys out there watching, I'm sure, like Charlie's mum might have enjoyed that bit though. Right, Frank says, have you ever used Jardine Ellis ring? No, I haven't, Frank. I've not even heard of it, to be honest. So I can't help you on that, I'm afraid. Jake says, hey, glad I've been able to join today. Missed it a few in the last few weeks. Come on, Jake, what have you been doing? It's not like you've been out at work or anything, is it? Or actually, you might be a doctor or medical staff. I don't know. Maybe you have. Kenny says, hi Dave, thanks for the help this morning. Cheers. You're most welcome, Kenny. Barry Green says, afternoon. What's new and exciting? New and exciting. Nothing in from PropDog. I was chatting with Adam Evans on the phone earlier on, and he put me on to the Stack Watch by Pete Turner, only available from Illusionist. And from what I can work out, it's a rather cool looking watch that has the mnemonica stack around the actual dial. I haven't probably had time to watch a trailer or anything, but what I think is you can move the dial to a certain point and it'll help you do something with mnemonica. But yeah, check out on the Illusionist website. I don't know if they'll release it for wholesale to us later on. We're not doing any Illusionist orders or any other orders at the moment until we have some more money in the bank after the lockdown. So if they are going to release it for wholesale, then maybe in a few months when this is all over, we can get it in. Scott Say says, hi Dave, how are you? Thank you for my orders. They came in time for my birthday tomorrow. Yeah, what I've noticed is a lot of people are now getting their orders. We've had an enormous amount of people who have complained about the orders, and many refunds have been given and PayPal's disputes are getting in, and people are now receiving the orders that they've claimed for and put disputes in over. So I've got a lot of problems with things coming back, and yeah, so yeah, it's all been hectic, but orders are getting there, whether it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, some people have been waiting 4 weeks, they are getting there. There's one or two that have become, well, we think they may have been lost, but we're not quite sure. But yeah, in general, they are all getting there, guys. So please just be patient on those. Hello, Walter. Sorry I haven't had time to help you get your order placed. It's just been so busy trying to get ready for everything, especially for the live. So I know you're having problems ordering at the moment, but hopefully either you'll get it sorted out, or after the show I can have another look for you and get it sorted out. Bonjour, Andy Ray. I hope you're well, and good morning to you too. Darren Snellgar, hello mate, how's things over in Pompey? I hope you're well. Jonas says, the wait is over, PropDog Live is here. One of the things that keeps me sane. Well, sort of. The power of PropDog, eh? We have the power, Bobo, to keep people sane. Yes, well, you drive me nuts, but there we go. Hans is there, Hans Sunstorm. He says, hello Dave, all the best from Sweden and all the best from London, Hans. Alan's there, hello mate, I'm very well, thanks buddy. I hope you and your family are all well too. Adrian's there, hello Adrian, good to see you as always. Colin's there. Colin says, easy Dave, thanks for getting back to me today. Like I said, back to the drawing board. Yeah, sorry about that, Colin. Said there's all kinds of problems with the lockdown. It's not just us, the suppliers and people we go to also being shut down and everything as well. And obviously the problems with the silks. In fact, I can show you one of the silks while you're here, Colin. We've got a silk somewhere. Bear with me 1 second. There you go, Colin. So here's one of the Rubik's Cube silks, for example, and if you look on the other side, you can see, yeah, you can see the picture all the way through, and you can't print on both sides. It is one-sided only. So yeah, you understand about that. Put that away for a minute. Hello, Dave Bonnie. I hope all is well, my friend. Good morning from sunny Los Angeles, says Adi. Oh wow. So what I wouldn't give to be in sunny Los Angeles right now, but there again, it's going to be stuck indoors, isn't it? Really kind of like it is here, so maybe not. Ifty says, hi Dave, I ordered Deal or Not Deal a week ago, and I know there are issues with delivery. Possibly, is it possible to get the tutorials? Yes, it is, absolutely, Ifty. So, I mean, you should get it soon. They are arriving. In fact, who was it the other day? One of our customers, I can't remember who it was, but basically phoned me up to say he received an order, first class regular post the next day. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, Ifty, no problem, mate. Unless you drop me an email, I'm going to forget after the show with so much going on. So drop me an email, and then I will send you the link and the password to your product. To the oh yeah, Deal Not Deal. Yeah, no problem at all. Andy says my lecture is set for 4 o'clock every Friday. Just love it. Do you know we've been going well over a year now on these lives. When I did the lives, I wasn't sure if we were going to go for very long, if it was going to work, whether it would be feasible, whether we'll get many people joining us. But we regularly get anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000 people on Facebook, and another 1,000 odd people, well, about 500 to 1,000 people on YouTube, and that's amazing. And yeah, it's been going for well over a year now. So yeah, it is a permanent thing. So yeah, I'm glad we do it. Trevor says looking forward to this all week. It's not that good though, is it? It's just me talking about a few new products. It's better when we got more people here and more products. There's a lot of things that I thought about doing as a little sort of show and tell or tutorial and stuff like that, but then without anyone else here to help and to use hands or to get people to select things, it's pretty awful really. It's a pain in the backside, but there we go. Gerald is there. Gerald says, hi Dave, finally it's Friday, how are you? Very well, thank you, Gerald. I ordered Black Original Series Knock Deck. Isn't that marked? Because what I got is not marked. I don't know much about the Knock Decks, Gerald. If you have a look on one of the forums, or if somebody here knows about Knock Decks, I can help you out, but I'm completely not aware if they are or not marked, or marked or not, but yeah, I can't really help you on that one. Jonah says, can we hear the kick when a new message comes up on your screen? Oh, okay. There you go. Thanks for that. I should have a little checklist here of all the things to turn on and turn off before the show. That would make a big deal. So, Bobo, Kevin says hi. Yeah. Thank you for that, Kevin. Simon says, afternoon Dave and Bobo, any tips to improve the one-handed top palm? Been struggling on this for a while. One-handed top palm, okay. Is that a regular deck? I never know if a deck's regular here or not. That's a blank deck, doesn't really matter. So one of the main problems with one-handed top palm is basically I find that if you've got very dry fingers, that can cause problems. So if you're going to do it, if you've got a way to somehow sort of, just casually, touch your lip or whatever, just to put a bit of moisture on your finger, that will help an awful lot. And then it's just a case of, just getting down to practice. I haven't done this for years, but one-handed top palm, little finger over here, press down and across, and then just kind of, it'll lift up into your hand. Show my terrible card skills here, like that. There we go. So but yeah, it's one of those things. It is knacky. You just got to get used to holding the cards in the right way. If your fingers are coming down over the cards there, if they're kind of gripping over the top of the cards, in fact, let me just come in on a bit of a zoom on that. There we are. So if when you're holding the cards, if your fingers are curled in such a way that it's the best way to show this, it's kind of like that. Hello, Bobo. And then what's going to happen when you're taking the card off, it's going to get stuck. So try and get your fingers in such a way that they're like that. So this top card is free to move, okay? If it's locked in place, it won't. So when you're holding, if my fingers are in that position, it's going to be a lot harder than if they're in that position. I hope that makes sense. And then you can kind of push down and then pull up into your palm there. Obviously, angles on this are going to be quite important. So you wouldn't want to do it while gesturing this way. You want to do it while gesturing this way. And then it's just a case of, working out a way to do it, maybe under a gesture, moving like this and coming back down and going, putting the cards down and then getting the card off. But yeah, just keep practicing. And as I said, the only real tip I've got other than the position is just to moisten that little finger a little bit. So I hope that helps. And I will remember to remove the crotch shot this time. There we go. Right, are you going to behave? Look, when other people are here, you sit on there all day and you're quite happy. But when no one's here, you just want to come down and be a pain, don't you? Yeah, I know you want attention. We'll give you attention later. There you go, go on. Otherwise you're back in your cage. Right, if anyone else has got any tips for Simon on the one-handed top palm, then please do feel free to message him. And so very nice to see Bobo, says Hans. Yes, that's to you, yeah. Manoj says, hi Dave, loving my new brand spanking shiny JOL Plus wallet. Looking a bit empty, is wondering if you can recommend some favourite packet tricks or money tricks to carry in it. Thanks. Right, Manoj, I carry in mine an extreme burn. I carry a wow gimmick. In fact, I carry 2 wow gimmicks with different values so that I can repeat the same effect on some other people. I carry quite a few blank cards because if I want to write something down and give out to somebody, I can do that as well. I carry some business cards in it. Right, if you misbehave or if you poop on my close-up mat, you are going in that cage. You hear? Yeah? Behave. Other recommendations, Stand Up Monty is a really good one. Double Back, I think somebody asked about 2 weeks ago on the live, which were good effects packet tricks. So yeah, definitely think about Double Back. Ace by Richard Saunders, NFW. Have you quite finished? Skinner Monty's another good one. And I also carry credit card forward in mine as well. So yeah, right, I hope that helps, Manoj. Right, Kevin says, the stack watch looks rather good. Yeah, it does look pretty good, doesn't it? Bharat Patel, hi, I'm watching. Yeah, hello Bharat, nice to see you, my friend. Looking forward to seeing you again when this whole lockdown is over. Chris says, hi Dave, hope you're well. I'm very well, thank you. Adam Smith, hi Dave and Bobo, received my order next day. Brilliant, thank you very much. Adam, you're a second one that's received this order, second day. That's good to hear. Is it possible for you, Dave, to show the big difference of the backs of the black art velvet and the black rolling pad? Thanks, Dave. Yeah, right, okay, so we've got a black roll up here. Right, give me a couple of seconds, Gerald. I'm just going to go downstairs and get a black roll-up close-up pad, and I get some sticky velvet. Bear with me. Talk among yourselves. don't worry, I'm still here. Keep meditating, Bobo. Right, okay, sorry about that. It's never good in the live to not be here. But the pads are kind of downstairs and then up a ladder and onto a little shelving system there. Oh, right. So yeah, the black art pad, I think it was you I was chatting with Gerald on, or emailing with. If it wasn't, somebody else. But yeah, this is the black baize, and it's great for black art if you're wearing a black t-shirt and the lighting's all very right. It's not bad here on the camera, but there are different shades of black, and depending on if I hold it that way or that way, depending on the angle of the lights coming down, it will be slightly different. And this is also a different shade of black to this. So this is black velvet, and this is black baize, which is kind of like a felt. So these have a lot more fibres in, and these will reflect the light different. It's a different material. So you can see on here, look, it's a different colour, and you can see how the light affects by where it moves. So for example, if I turn it this way, it might look different to turning it this way. See the nap on it, to this way. So there. So yeah, there are different shades of actual black. So the only way to get good black art on a roll-up pad such as this is to use the same fabric as this. So we'd have to use the same velvet, or you create a close-up pad with the black baize. So yeah, black art is always a bit of a pain. If you're on camera with dark lights or very certain lighting, it can go fine, absolutely fine. But with the black baize, there is no nap, so there's no direction to it. It's all, the fibres go directly up. Where the close-up pad, there is a nap. If I go left and right, it's fine, but if I go up and down, you can see the marks on there. In fact, if we come close on the zoom, where's the zoom? Not that one there. So if I go across like that, you can probably see, can you see that mark? Yeah, you can't really see it that well. I can see it well from my angle, maybe that way there. There, you can kind of see the different effects on it anyway. So yeah, this is the problem with black art. You've got to get the right material suitable for what you're going to be doing. But if it's just for clothing to put on the back of playing cards, for making cards produced on a black background, then the baize, the Anthony black baize is absolutely fine for you. So I hope that helps, and I will remember once again to go back to the main cam. Right, on we go. Tom Cocker says, did you like that? Tom Cocker. Tom Cocker says, thanks for the order. Arrived perfectly today. I hope you're well. They've all arrived. All the orders are finally getting there. So hello to everyone that's just saying hello, by the way. I won't say hello to everyone back because those that are watching, it just gets rather boring. But yeah, hello to you all. Extreme Burn is really good, says Finley Southgate. Extreme Burn is brilliant, very visual and very easy to do. Sebastian, hello mate, hope all is well. He says, watching from an insanely nice balcony with a whiskey in his hand. That would be nice tonight, maybe. In my garden, not balcony. Adrian said, my order arrived in 4 days. Nice surprise. That's good, yeah. I mean, it's gone from kind of 9 days to 20 days. I think they're catching up now. They've got more stuff coming in, or some things are being sorted. But I think the timeline is going down on the delivery of orders. Andy Tigley says, I haven't seen or seen a postman this week at all. Yeah, area dependent, I guess, then. So, yeah. Not much we can do. Eamon says, hi Dave, hope you're okay. Thanks for the Jerry O'Connell packet trick wallet you sent me. Great quality. Keeping up, great for keeping cards and packet tricks and coins as well. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Eamon. I will do. Do PropDog do it? Sorry, Manoj, what was that? Regularly, what was that? Let's go back. What was that reference to? Packet trick wallet. So, do we do what, Manoj? Actually, I'll check on the website now. Yeah. Check on the website, wherever it is. Thanks for the response. Walter, you're most welcome. Hans says, seeing you and Bobo is one of the really inspirational things that happens in these weeks of corona grief. I'm inspirational. Never thought I'd be inspirational. Thanks, guys. Scott says, I forgot to ask, how do you work out how much reward points are worth again? I keep forgetting. Right, so if you divide your reward points by 0.05, that's how much it's worth. So basically, for every For every £1 you spend, you're getting 5p back. You're getting 5% back. That's the way it works. What? Hello? Hello? What are you interested in? What are you after? Steve Lewis says, "Go Dave, a sense of normality really in these challenging times." I'm anything but normal, Steve. Well worth watching every Friday, says Walter. Michael Cooley, do you know when Jason did his wife had the baby? Yes, I forgot to mention. Yeah, so Jason Jason's wife finally had the baby last week, a little boy, and he's doing very well. In fact, I said there's a picture on my phone, but I can't show you because my phone is actually the close-up camera. But he's probably posting it on Facebook if you want to go and have a look on his Facebook page. Jake Allen says, "Has Bobo learned any new tricks during lockdown?" Basically, lockdown is the busiest time I've had in the last 7 years. I'm more likely to teach you a trick off lockdown than I am on lockdown. So yeah, it's just early in the morning to late at night, all day, every day, 7 days a week, trying to keep on top of things. So no new tricks at the moment, although she does learn pretty quick, don't you? She's got pretty good at jumping down here and causing trouble during the lives. That's her new trick. Adrian says, "That copy of Bravura sits on the shelf every week, tempting me. Hide it." Adrian, you know you want it. Come and get Bravura. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Mark Dominic, hello mate. He says, "Dave, any hair tips on cutting your hair in lockdown?" Yeah. Zip. Shave it all off, mate. It's the one time that you can safely shave your hair to experiment to see what it looks like, knowing that if it doesn't look good, you've got plenty of time to grow it back before anyone sees you. Give in, buy it. Damn right. Hello, Robert Van Buren. Knox only marked as suits, says Dave Barney. Thank you for that, Dave. I knew the power of the masses will come in handy there. Jonas, what's your thoughts on close-up magic for kids? Not kids performing, but thought on performing close-up for kids. What is the best effect and not counting sponge balls? Right, Jonas. So as a worker, I never did kids shows. Well, I did one kids show at the very beginning, never again. But obviously there were hundreds of times when I'm at a wedding or a not corporate function, a party or some house party or do when there are kids present, or there's a table of kids where they say, "Can you go and entertain the kids?" So it depends on age group. I mean, for example, I was performing in Dubai once, and a big restaurant, and a woman's got a baby in her hand and said, "Can you do something for the baby?" And I'm like, "You are kidding me, it's a baby, speak." So yeah, there's an age where certain things become too young. But I find things like my sugar trick, okay? The sugar routine trick is very visual and very simple to follow. You know, the sugar goes into a note, it's gone. It comes back, it's there. It's into sugar cube, it goes. They can understand very simple things from anywhere from sort of 5 onwards, and they react very, very well to it. So anything that's visual, like a torn and restored, or flash paper if you're at a good distance and it's obviously safe to do so. Anything colourful, anything that changes colour is always going to be good for kids. But if you start asking a young child to pick a card and remember a card, that's when it all goes downhill. Okay, so if you've got something visual like, I don't know, delicious change, or well, even level 1, just the cards going, that won't really hit well for kids. So you know, like Monty, Ultra Monty here by Darryl, that's not going to work. Where a cut and restored rope, that would work really, really well. What have we got here? Regeneration, that would work pretty well. Extreme burn would work well. Any kind of sweet tricks, anything they can recognise will work well. Anything with fluid. So yeah, you just got to think, you know, how does a kid's mind work and how logic does it think? The more logical they think as they're getting older, the more they can handle and the better it will become. So, you know, I think kids start to think really logical from kind of 8 years onwards. So if you've got somebody who's kind of over 8 years old, then you find a lot of adult tricks will work really, really well for them. So I hope that helps, and any kids entertainers out there can help you after that. So if Jason was here, he'd certainly be able to help. So I hope that helps. Tom Smith says, "Good afternoon from Dunfermline." Good afternoon from you all the way out there in Scotland. I am actually Scottish as well, Tam. I was born on the banks of the Loch Lomond, or banks of Loch Lomond, in the Vale of Eden Maternity Hospital, if it's still there. So I'm officially Scottish. Alex Adams says they are marked, regarding knocks, I guess. They are marked for suit only. Some corners are sharper than other corners. I think 1 means spades, 2 is hearts, etc, etc. Thanks for that, Alex. Claire's there. She says, hi, any tips on getting my ace gimmick by Richard Sanders sticking again? Okay, so Claire, there used to be a great little pen out there called Blue Glue. Okay, it's a pen that has glue in it. In fact, I think it came as a stick as well, and that was perfect for this, but that is no longer around. They don't do it anymore. So a couple of people I know use wax. They use a cardon sealing wax. It's a tiny smear on wax. You can use some double-sided sticky tape, but the best thing to use that I've found is repositionable adhesive in the form of a stick. So it's like a Pritt stick where you twist it, or lipstick, but it's called repositionable one. You can buy it on Amazon. Just type in repositionable glue stick and it should come up. Whack it on and it's a little glue that you can use over and over again. But it's a shame about the Blue Glue. That was the best stuff, but as I said, it's all been discontinued now. Real shame. I hope that helps, Claire. Charlie says, hi Dave. Family says hi. Hello Charlie, and hello Charlie's mum and dad and everyone else. I hope you're not going too insane on lockdown. Shane says, what's up Dave? Stay well. What's up Shane? How you doing? Oh, don't do it. All right, somebody is going to have to go in their cage in a minute. Come on, behave. Eamon says, great tips on the one-handed top palm. You're most welcome. Andy says, my cockatiel was happily sitting on my head, but he is just shit all down my face. Has Bobo done that, Dave? Had Bobo done it? So basically, Andy, Bobo doesn't really sit on my head because you've got quite sharp claws. Cockatiels, I guess, are smaller claws, not quite so sharp, but Bobo's claws can get quite sharp. Now, when Mel's here, my prop maker downstairs, I'll often hold Mel, and Mel will just trim the ends of her claws. But Mel's not here, so her claws at the moment are very, very sharp, so she doesn't sit on my head at the moment. Not that she would normally with a bald head anyway. But she does go out for walks. So Bobo and I go out for walks on a regular basis, usually at least 3 or 4 times a week, and we go down the nature reserve, and she sits on my shoulder, and she will tell me when she wants to go to the toilet. So she kind of climbs down here onto my hand. In that case, I know, put her down the floor. She has a little poop and has a little wander around, gets back on again. But there have been a few times when dogs are around or crows are around, she doesn't want to leave my shoulder. So I get home to find nice big piles of poop down my back. What? Did you hear me talk about going out for walks? Walkies? She knows the word walkies. Usually. So yeah, doesn't happen very often. What? Lou's there. Lou says, salute us to Benidorm. And hello from London. What? Can you hear someone outside? Is that what it is? Simon's there. He says, thanks Dave, really helpful tips on the palm. We've done that one already. Stupid question, can WoW gimmick come in different values? Quiet Bobo. Yes, so WoW... What? What are you so noisy about? Do you want to go in your cage? Yeah, WoW gimmick, when we ordered them from... Right, okay, go on, in your cage. That noise is going to be piercing for them listening on a microphone, Bobo. There's no one down there. Go on, you go in there. There you go. Give me a jailbird. So yeah, when we buy the WoW gimmicks from Murphy's, we used to get the options of ordering a certain value, but now they just come, whatever the value is, the value is. I haven't looked at them recently, so I don't know if they're all the same value, but yeah, they're definitely used to. But if you want to drop us an email to remind us, actually I was going to say I'd go through the stock of them we have and check, but we are out of stock at the moment. We've got more coming in hopefully Monday. But yeah, drop me an email and I'll check on Monday, see if they are any different. But they definitely used to come in different values, because before I do WoW an awful lot, there was part of my lecture. So when I perform, if I perform on this table with say the 6 of hearts, on this table I do 9 of diamonds. That way, if they do happen to talk about it afterwards, there's a different card. So it's the Bobo show, yeah. Says Brian. Chris Gillanders, quick Bobo, hide the drink. Awkward silence, yep. Otar says, every time Bobo squawks, my cat jumps. Hello Rennie, how are you doing? Gerald says, thank you so much Dave, appreciate it, always awesome. You're most welcome. Jonas says, no worries Dave, Bobo kept us entertained by impersonating an MP. Late to the party, Michael. Hope things are going well. Yes, they are. I used to get something called high-tack glue roller. Thank you, Manoj. That might be of use to you, Claire, if you want to try that out. Martin says, good afternoon, Dave and all. Hello. Max Gibson. Hello, mate. He says, hi, Dave. My order arrived Tuesday. Thanks so much. Glad you got it eventually, Max. Jason and wife will do pics of family. Did do pics of family. There you go. Peter Burkett. Dave, do you know where I can buy or get any new £20 notes yet that are Tyvek to make extreme burn with? Hang on. Where I can get any new £20 notes yet that are Tyvek? Oh, right. Okay. So, Peter, banknotes, basically, if we were to print banknotes and provide them in Tyvek, we're breaking the law. So we got in a lot of trouble with the Royal Mint just for doing jumbo £2 coins. So yeah, I doubt if you find anybody actually selling Tyvek banknotes. It isn't going to happen, because if they do, you know, we're breaking copyright laws and all kinds of stuff. There's no reason why they won't come down. Spooky. There's no reason why they won't come down on us like a ton of bricks for attempting to create fraudulent money, currency. So yeah, it's just one of those things. You're not going to get anyone really who's going to make them and sell them unless it's a friend of yours or a friend of a friend kind of thing. Steve says, hi Dave, when it comes to extreme burn, is it easy to make, or would you recommend buying it? You have to buy it, Steve. You can't just make it. That would be not fair on Richard Sanders. So yeah. And you need instructions to make it. So yeah, do buy it. It's not available at the moment though. It's been unavailable for about 6 months now. A lot of the Richard Sanders products, when they run out, there's a long wait before another batch is made, and then that batch will sell out, then there's another long wait, etc. So it's been a while so far, but it will come back in definitely. But yeah, you have to buy it really. You can't just copy it and make it. It's not fair on the creator. Adam Bryan says, will you be getting Peter Turner's new watch in stock? Yeah, I talked about that earlier, Adam. I'll only know if I can get it once we place a new order with Illusionist, and we won't be placing an order for a while because we haven't got the money coming in because of the lockdown. And it also depends on whether Illusionists are going to release it for wholesale or as a wholesale product. Nigel says, hey Dave and Bobo, I hope you're both keeping safe and well. I too have gone with a cue ball look. I see Mike Sullivan has something out. Has Mike gone here? Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't mentioned anything yet, but I haven't seen Mike in a few weeks because of the lockdown, so he's just moved house, so I know he's been really busy. Brian says, just shave as Dave says. I did it in Jan. I've kept it the same ever since. Do it. Yes, do it. Artar says, so sad to hear that Norm Nielsen passed away this week. Did he? I did not know that. That's such a shame. Poor Lupe. I know Lupe very well. I don't know Norm, but I know Lupe, his other half. I deal with it all the time. So that's really sad. Yeah, he was very much a hero of mine in my early days when I was doing manipulation. That's very sad to hear. But he had a good innings though, very good innings. Scott says, are Triad coins any good by Josh J? And also your 3 Morgan dollars welded together. How would you perform a 3 fly with it? Can you dem it? Well, I'll go and get it, Scott. Right, so Triad coins, yes, they are good. It's a routine by Josh Shea. It is very popular. We sell a lot of them. The 3 welded coins are the 3 welded Morgan dollars. Now, I don't do a 3 fly routine, but we made these basically for anyone who wanted to do a kind of routine where, I'm going to try this, I've never done any kind of 3 fly routine where you get a coin over there, and then you can kind of produce from that, you know, into 3 coins, something like that. And of course, you can then ditch them quite easily in any way you want because they are kind of semi-palmable, but there. So yeah, that's the 3 coins there, and they are literally just 3 steel Morgan dollars, and we just welded them together and polished them back up. So that's what they look like. If you want to see nice and close on the camera over there, there we go, and it's double-sided. There's no weld marks or anything on them. So yeah, there's no routine provided. That's just up to you to find a routine that you want to use with it. So yeah, I hope that helps. Right, next. Do not do 1D, it won't go well. 1D? What's 1D? One Direction? I don't know. I do ambitious card for 5-year-olds and they love it. There you go. Visual. There you go. Thanks, Andy. Mark Craven, Dave's sugar routine is the business, and the lecture DVD along with is a steal. The man is practically giving it away. Yeah, Mark, you know, it's not all about making money. And if it was sold through Murphy, you'd all be paying 30 quid for it, which is just too much. So we just make them ourselves and no middleman. So, Ottar says, I use Uno deck if I do magic for children. Base colours and numbers 0 to 9 are okay for kids 5 to 6. Thanks for that, Ottar. Scott says, I've joined the the Baldy Club, Dave. I've completely shaved it. Scott, you were shaved a long time ago, though, weren't you? Good couple of years ago. I swear you were. Zig two-way glue is excellent repositionable glue. Yeah, Zig glue is the blue glue. Blue glue, Zig glue. I think Zig glue is made by Blue Glue. It's just one of the names of their sticks. It's all the same thing, Nigel, but it's not available anymore. It's all been discontinued. So we used to have an account with Zig, and we used to go directly to them. Scott says... So Baldy, that was, laugh out loud. Alien says, this is the stuff to repair Ace. Oh, Zig Chisel, hang on. You got a link to that. Let me just check that out, because Zig should be discontinued. The whole company's gone. I can't check, there's not a link I can check on. Zig Glue. Is that still available, Adrian? I'm just going to check, guys. Hang on one second, because if this is available, maybe they started up again for whatever reason. I'm just going to click on here and you guys can see me do this. So I'm going to go to Amazon. But if it is available, you need to get this stuff. It's amazing. Anthony Owen had some really good routines with this in a little booklet called the, I think it's called the Glue Book or something. We've still got one copy left, actually. What am I doing? Miles away. There you go, Amazon. Zig, sometimes Zig glue, so it comes up. Well, blow me, Zig is still available. Okay. Somebody's selling one at £72. Right, okay. That's strange. £51. Only 5 left in stock. So some people are charging a lot, and some people are charging a reasonable amount. What you might find then is this is just stock that people still have on the shelves. So if somebody bought in a box of 100 some time ago, they're just selling off the last of them. That's probably why some people are selling it at £72 a glue stick. So yeah, if you can, get loads of that. Get it, because it's not available anymore. As I said, Zig have completely discontinued it. But yeah, it's good to know it's still available. And Claire, that is the stuff you want to get, 100%. What is WoW? Can you dem it? I can dem WoW. The problem is we haven't got any in stock at the moment, Finley, and my close-up case is currently at home, so I haven't got my own personal one here. I don't think we've got any more anywhere else. So yeah, I can't dem at the moment, but I've demmed it loads. It's also on my lecture, so if you've got either my Ring Flight or the Plus wallet, you should have my lecture DVD with that. I've demmed it a few times on the live shows as well, Finley, so not for a good few months, but that's 6 months ago. If you go back sort of 6 months prior on YouTube, you should find one of the links on there that says WoW. You might even be able to do it if you Google PropDog WoW, or yeah, Google PropDog WoW. You might come up with a video of me doing it on one of the lives. Charlie says, I love WoW, but what's the justification for using the sleeve? What can you do to make it look less like a gimmick? Okay, so this is all in my lecture, Charlie, which you should have. And I say in my lecture, I bring out the WoW gimmick. So let's simulate the WoW. That's our WoW gimmick, okay? So I'll bring this out and I'll say, I've got over here a little piece of plastic. Now this used to be a name badge holder for a trade show I worked at, but I stole a load of these because they're the perfect size to fit a playing card in. And I take one of the cards and I show them that it's a perfect size. And I say, hold that, that'll make sense in a minute, we'll use it. And that's all I've ever done with it. And that works perfectly. And people just look at it and go, oh, okay. If you want, you can say, look, this is an old name badge holder from a trade show. I used to have a safety pin on it, but I took the safety pin off because that way I can fit it in my wallet if you want to do that. But yeah, the amount of people that goes, oh yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, it works well for me. That's my justification anyway. Jonas says, thank you for your thoughts on close-up for kids. I do some close-up that works great for kids, including mystery blocks. Yay! But I know many magicians that have different thoughts on how to approach a table when there are kids present. If there were kids present, but mainly adults, or maybe just 1 or 2 kids, I just treat it as a completely adult table, and a lot of the kids kind of like that they're being privileged to the adult world, if that makes sense. So, you know, if I'm doing regular stuff and then maybe get them involved, you know, that kid is part of the adult entertainment. They're a part of it. And then if you make them feel special as well, that kind of hits on top. But I don't treat a table any differently if there's a kid on it. Only if it's a table all of kids, or if there's maybe, you know, 7 kids and just 2 chaperones or something. Adrian says, can you describe it as a name tag? Oh, there you go. You can describe it as a name tag holder for convention, or by a non-gimmick version. Put one on top of the one on the top, one on the bottom of the deck to prevent you touching the cards, and do anything that has sleight of hand. Yeah, I get what you mean. Brian says, damaged products 90% off. I'll take them both. What was that regarding to? Oh, the yeah, when I fell off there. Peter Burkett says, thanks for that. Adrian says, I see my PK touch powers have increased. I've got Bravura. Is it that long a delay between what you guys are seeing? And yeah, I've got a lot of messages to get through. Oh, that's always the bad, well, not the bad thing, but the awkward thing with the live is that I'm reading the comments, but by the time I get to the bottom, you know, it's like 20 minutes after you've written something. So, Steve Rowe, Lolly Hero is good for children and adults alike, especially with a deck of top trumps. Yeah, absolutely, Mark. Good call on that. Andy Tigley says, are you getting Impossible? Are you getting in Impossible? It's out Monday, but it's really good. Hit at Blackpool Dealers. Impossible. I briefly saw something about that in one of the newsletters from Murphy's, I think, but I was too late to get in there without having other people to check on things when they come out. If Murphy's only have a certain number in stock, quite often they'll be allocated before we get a chance to get them. So I probably will get it in, but I think I may have missed the first batch on that. Not sure. I'll have to look into it. Nigel says, Echo Deluxe by Wayne Dobson coming out soon. Oh, okay, brilliant. Mike hasn't mentioned that. Gerald says, I'm in Norway and Extreme Burn is really great, but impossible to do with Norwegian paper money. They're all of different sizes. You haven't got to use Norwegian money. You can, you know, change paper to newspaper, blank paper to newspaper, or lottery tickets to vouchers, or Monopoly money to something. Hasn't got to be money just because money's used. It can be anything you want, really. So yeah. Get creative, Gerald. Jake Allen says, looks like a great way to ditch the welded coins. Will be good in the topic. Yeah, absolutely. Mike says, hello, mate. You didn't tell me you got something new coming out. Brian says, Zigglue on eBay. So it's good to know Zigglue is available. And Lou says he bought it from Amazon 2 months ago. That's brilliant news. I might actually just buy a few at retail price from Amazon just to have them myself, because they are really handy to have. Mark Craven says, I bought a few Morgan replicas and the shell and a slippy half shell. The shell never looks like the replicas. The face is too raised and the details too detailed. Be interested to know if PropDog's Morgan replica shells are better. Okay, so Mark, yeah, I don't know the shell you're on about. I just know we get a Morgan replica in. Morgan replica dollars are only available from China, actually, from one of the dodgy Chinese sites that sells all the rip-offs. They're not rip-offs, of course. Well, I suppose they are kind of rip-off of a Morgan dollar, but they're not ripping off another magic product. It's one of the few things they make themselves and make really good. The Morgan dollars are, the replicas are really good. The steel ones are. But yeah, I don't know what they look like. I haven't even seen our ones recently, so I don't know. I'd have to have a look. But if you do want me to take a picture of a shell and a Morgan side by side, drop us an email. I'll get that sorted for you at some point. Steve says, sorry, just had some inconsiderate person call me while I'm watching on my... How could somebody call you while you're doing a live? That's disgusting. Don't they know? The whole world should know. Miss your thoughts on making Extreme Burn. Yeah, basically don't make it. Well, make it, but buy it. You can't just make it without buying the trick. That's just not fair on the creator. So yeah, make sure you do buy the effect first and then make it after you bought it. Otherwise, yeah, you're just ripping somebody off. Mikhail says, hi Dave, hope you're well. I bought Pokemon Go from you, and the instructions is in Japanese. Is there an English instruction as well? Again, Pokemon Go was one of these Chinese rip-off effects. No, not a Chinese rip-off. It was from these Chinese rip-off stores. You know, the ones like King Magic and 52 Magic. But that was one of their exclusive creations that they created themselves. And then Murphy's Magic actually kind of ripped them off. So this is one of the few times where somebody's ripped off the Chinese version. So Murphy's basically buy it from the Chinese place and put a label on it and sell it as their own. Which is kind of like the other way around. But anyway, from what I understood, the instructions were all on a YouTube video, which were either English or subtitled English. But again, drop us an email and we'll look into that for you. Pete Meacham says, love keeping a non-gimmicked WoW too. Then anyone who thinks they know what it is surprised. Yeah, I carried one for ages, Pete. About a year, I think, and this is when I first started using it, and no one ever asked to see the gimmick. They only ever asked to see the gimmick when I was, because I said this in my lecture and I said it while talking about the live in the show. If you do the move visually in front of them, all the attention is on the gimmick and everyone wants to see the gimmick. And then the amount of people that were saying, oh, can I have a look, can I have a look? So I immediately got the ungimmicked version to be able to give out. But about that time, I changed my handling that I wave my hand over it, or get the spectator, more importantly, to wave their hand over it. And when they wave their hand over it, that's when the change happened. And the moment I did that, because the change happened out of sight momentarily, it just become more about some kind of sleight of hand I did than about the actual plastic. So at that point, no one ever asked to see the bit of plastic. And from then onwards, I never once got asked. But I also give the WoW gimmick for them to hold. Now, it sounds crazy, but you can do that all the time, because all I do is I've got the WoW gimmick and I say, here, just hold that for 1 second, and I put it in their hand, making sure it's the right way round. Okay, then I immediately spread the cards, and then I say, you know, here, take a card or whatever, and I use them the whole time. And I've never once had anyone look at it while they're holding it. And because I give it to them freely to look at and to hold, well, not to look at, but to hold, that kind of puts any suspicion off that gimmick. So it's best to either watch my lecture or find the Facebook Live some time ago I was talking about it. Or I can do it again in a live in a few weeks' time if you want. When we get more back in, just let me know. Right, love keeping the non-gimmick WoW too. Oh yeah, I've done that one already. Eamon says, brilliant justification for the WoW gimmick. I love the WoW gimmick. It's always got great reactions, and for me, I just love it. That's why it's part of my lecture. Jason's there. He says, hi Dave and everyone. I hope you're all safe and well. I'm very well. Hopefully you mate, and I hope Prop Baby's all well too. Rennie's there. She says, I'm learning a lot of new stuff. Rubik's Cube, mnemonica, and cold reading. Making the most of the time, Rennie. This is what everyone should be doing, you know, up in their magic. PropDog will have stock as soon as I have stock, says Mike on the new trick. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that, buddy. Kenny says, Dave, I live in old Kilpstrick, 4 miles from Vale of Leven Hospital. Is it Vale of Leven? I thought it was Vale of Eden. It's been 49 years, so yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, knew we had something in common, big man. I've always said I'll go back up and visit. So I used to do decathlon at an international level, so I could either be English number 2 or Scottish number 1. So I chose to be Scottish number 1, but it did mean I had to compete at Kelvin Hall in Glasgow. So I was literally zigzagging the country every week to go and compete in the indoor arena at the Kelvin Hall during the winter. So yeah. I spent a lot of time up there, but never been back to my birthplace. John Middleton says, Rick Lax mnemonica trainer helped me no end. Oh, that's good to hear, good to hear. And Michael says, with reference to Ace, I've tried Zig two-way, bought it a few months ago, and Elmer's clear. Zig seems to be the most effective, but I'm looking for the best adhesive. Thank you for that. Right, we've caught up with the comments. So as you guys like the tutorial I did for what did we do? We did the Pop by Popper deck, and what did I did something else. My mind's gone. So I thought I'd go on with another one. Somebody did ask if I'd done bottle through table, and that's not really ideal to do here. 1, because ideally you need a table. 2, I'd be better with other people around. And 3, it's one of those things that a few people do have a bit of a go at me for exposing magic during these lives when I show you some of these things. So I thought it was a little bit awkward, but no one's ever complained that I did some thumb tip explanations on it. So I thought I'm going to extend the old thumb tip tutorials I did about 6 months ago, where I did a lot of stuff about the handling of thumb tips. And I'm going to show you a few little things you can do with thumb tips that you probably didn't know you can do that are really good. Little things that you can practice at home during the lockdown was something that everybody has, because guaranteed everybody out there has a thumb tip, but there's probably a whole load of things out there that you never even considered doing with it. So I'm going to show you some of those. So I'm going to go over to the zoom. So you are going to be looking partly at my crotch just a little bit. In fact, I tell you what, I could do a split. I'll show you. I could zoom in there. Is this? If the zoom here is not being too jerky. That seems alright. I might just use that for a little while. Let's get rid of that. There we go. That seems alright. Okay, so is it? Ah, no, it's gone jerky again. Okay, what about split screen? How would that work? So if I were to do something over here, yeah, that'll kind of work. In fact, no, let's just go back over here. Okay, I'm going to go to this one here. So you're going to have to ignore my lower crotch area there, guys, while I show you a few little things you might not have thought about doing with a thumb tip. So, in fact, I tell you what, actually, no, I'm going to go back. I'm not happy with that view. I'm going to go back there. If you want to see anything zoomed in, just say you want to see something zoomed in, I'll go on with that. So a couple of things you may not have thought about doing. A lot of these things are in this. I was going to show you this. 101 tricks for a thumb tip. It's about £3 or something stupid like that. It's ridiculously cheap, but there's some great stuff in here. So I'm going to do some of the stuff on that and some of the stuff I've used on my own in the past. So little things that are always quite good. So for example, 5p, 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 and 5p. So how much does that make? Yes, it makes 20 pence. You're quite right. So there we go. That's quite simple to do. Very, very easy. In fact, I am going to zoom in this because I think it's more important to zoom. Let me just move this zoom up a bit so you're not quite so crotchy. There we are. So yeah, quite simply, just take your 20 pence, put it in your hand, put your thumb tip on top, and you're just going to put them in. Quite simply like this. And the good thing about doing this is to put that in naturally. You're in this perfect position here that when you put the last one in, just to put it in and extend your thumb in and take it out, and then you can just show your 20 pence. So a really simple one like that to do. Okay, something a lot of people haven't thought about as well is the good old famous burnt and restored napkin routine done by loads of magicians, and somebody mentioned Faye's, Faye Presto has some great routines of thumb tips. So Jake, this isn't one of Faye's ones. It's the old burnt and restored napkin trick. Very, very easy to do. I'll just demonstrate it first and show you how to do it. So you are going to burn it there. So you think you can see it burning. I think I can smell it burning. I think I can feel it burning. But it's not really burning, it's just an optical illusion. You see, if you just if you look here, it's actually not burnt at all. You see, it's just a little black mark on the napkin. So burnt and restored napkin, really, really easy to do. All you need is a bit of napkin. Use some kitchen roll here, and just get that bit out of there. There we go. And all you're going to do is to take a napkin like this and make a little bit from that, and just tear across that. Okay, so you have a little bit of napkin like that. You're going to stick that into your thumb tip, okay, to about there. Once it gets to there, push it down with your thumb so it kind of goes in. Okay, and then you can take your napkin from the table or handkerchief or tissue or whatever you want, hold it like that, bearing in mind the thumb tip is behind at the moment, and just kind of pull it through your hand a few times as if you're trying to make this little shape. And on the last time you're going to pull down, and then you're going to pull out that napkin bit there, like kind of like that. Okay, so in fast time it looks like this there. Okay, and that looks really, really natural. Then all you're going to do, that is just that part there, all you're going to do is light the top of it, wait till it gets fairly closest to your hand. You get the idea. You can put it out, and then as you're kind of putting it out, you're just going to push down. I'll move the hand out the way so you can see. As I push it down like that, I'm just going to pull this bit up into view here. Okay, so kind of pulling it into view like that. Okay, and then as I just go to unload the napkin, I'm just loading the thumb tip on and then showing that it's empty. And that is incredibly powerful. I mean, you can do that at a close-up gig and it will blow people away, and a lot of people do. And Faye Presto, of course, she does that as well. So yeah, loads of little things like that you can do. So what else could you do? This is one I was thinking about downstairs earlier on. We have a nail. Okay, the nail can be examined and handed out. Okay, and you can put the nail in your hand. You're just using a bit of super strong strength there. You can bend the nail. Okay, simple as that. And the nail is really there and exactly the same. So that goes in the hand. Let me just move this down a bit. Move that down. So I've got a little bar in the way of my screen here, and I want to move that down a bit more. There we go. I want you to see. I want you to kind of see as I rest my hand here with the thumb tip there. There we are. So yeah, I've got the bent nail there. Thumb tip goes on there. That nail goes in. You go straight in like that, and then extend your hand, come back out, just rest the hand down on the table, or you can kind of rest behind the table like that, so the thumb is down there. When I'm with a spectator, I always like to use their hand. If you've seen the video handling of me and my stretched thumb tip, I always like to hold the thumb tip behind somebody's hand and kind of get them to do it, but obviously being on, you only can't do that. So yeah, very simple there with a bent nail. The similar thing can be done with a coin. So just get yourself a coin, get a pair of pliers and a little vise, and just bend that coin up like that. That's not focusing too well, but you get the idea. Okay, simply go, coin simply goes in that, and you can do this in your pocket. So you can, oh, I've got lots of money in there, I'll put them in there. So you can just have your hands empty and say, look, I've got over here somewhere, oh, there it is, I've got a penny there, okay? And under the guise of doing that, all you've done is taken out the thumb tip there and the actual coin, and you say, watch this, that's going to go in there, give me your hand, take your hand, squeeze in the hand, whatever you want to do, and then you can come out and show that you have bent that coin. There we go, just like that. So really strong as well, nice and simple. Now, you can also do things that can be linked as well. So let's say you can get an elastic band. So look, I've got an elastic band over here. I've got one band, I've got 2 bands, 3 bands, 4 and 5 bands, okay? And I'm going to show you how a magician can use his incredible powers of dexterity and sleight of hand and all those kind of things just to do things that you would never see or never notice. And you can just link the bands together like that. So yeah, really simple things that you can link together. Anything you can think of that you can change from one thing to another can be done like that. It doesn't have to be elastic bands. It can be so we have some little key rings here. Got a little key ring there. It's going to put a key ring in. Got 1 key ring, 2 key rings, 3 key rings. Just using my magician skill, I can link them all together kind of like that. So you can use that. It can be paper clips, it can be safety pins, anything you can change. So here we go, we've got a key that hasn't been cut yet. Okay, so you put the key in there, and then you can just basically, or you can cut the key like that. So the key is now cut. You could always have a few granules of metal in your hand to do that. You could use let's say you've got a couple of those little crystal gemstones you get, the cheap ones that are clear but kind of look like could be semi-precious stones. You could just have a couple of regular stones from the ground. Okay, I pick up the stones and say, look, you know, bit of the Midas touch here, and you know, get these stones, put them in your hand, and watch, now they're precious gems. So it's another thing you could do with them. What else could we do? The burnt and restored napkin doesn't have to be burnt and restored. If you're worried about using fire or any situation where you can't use fire, you can always show them a nice little piece of string like that. Okay, and you can just say, look, I'm going to get a spectator to cut the end of that string, like so, and then just going to restore it. Very simple like that, and exactly the same as a burnt and restored napkin. You just cut off a little end, you put that in your thumb tip, you show your piece of string, I'm going to grab the end, okay, and I'll do this as clean as I can. So as I'm pulling it out, I'm just pulling that part out there. Okay, they then cut that part. Oops, one tiny bit longer than this for obvious reasons, but yeah, they cut that part, and then as you're putting it back in, you're clean. So there's another idea over there. Here's another one for you. It's something I just came up with very quickly just before I started the live. Let's say you have forced a card on them, the 8 of hearts. You can just say, look, here's a paper clip. I got 1 paper clip over here and 1 paper clip over there. You see that? There we are. That goes in. And what was your card, sir? It was the 8 of hearts. Well, there we are. Let's see this on see that there? There's a heart and there is an 8. Okay, so basically just bending the good having black ones, but you get the idea. Black paper clips there. The sugar routine, you see my sugar routine, or if you haven't, again the same thing kind of works. You just get a sachet of sugar, and you can just put the sugar into your hand and get the spectator to squeeze it, and when you do that, you cut a sugar cube. So there's another thing you can do with it. On a similar kind of note, one of the routines, bear with me 1 second. Yeah, one of the routines in here, in the 101 thumb tips, is literally to get a bowl of water. Let me just zoom out for this one. There we go. So what I'm going to do, get some salt, put some salt into a thumb tip ready. Make sure if you're putting salt or something into a thumb tip that you're leaving enough room for your thumb to get into. A bit too much there. That'll do. There we go. So a little bowl of water or cup of water or a glass of water on a dinner table. You put some salt into the water, let it dissolve, and so you're going to reach in and you're going to grab some of that salt, and you can just pour the salt back out of there and make out that you reach in, you grab the salt back out. You get the idea. What else can it be used for? Giving somebody out your business card. Quite simply, just show them a quick trick where you balance the business card on the back of your hand. There we go. And then you just give them the business card and you're clean. Okay, and again, all you're doing on that, let me just zoom back in. There we go. So there's your business card, and you're taking it off. If we do it this way around here, you can see, take it off like that, and you can just balance it there. It can be a playing card as well. It doesn't have to be a business card. That balances nicely like that. It's quite cool. And then you just grab it and then give it out the thumb, and you're clean. There we go. What else could we do? There's just so many things that people don't think of you can do with a thumb tip. Even just kids at a table, just got to a kid and go, oh, or that, just getting your thumb in there and just giving that little noise, just a noise maker. Again, kids love it, really simple to do. Here's another thing, if you're going to do a simple silk vanish, rather than use a little 6-inch silk, use a streamer like this, okay? So get yourself a little streamer, because if you're doing this, it takes a while to go in, okay? Now this is far, far more impossible to put something this big into your hand, make it vanish, and then bring that out. Okay, far more impressive. Look at that, you've got all that time. Far more impressive to do that than it is just to bring that out. Okay, so if you're going to do just a silk, use a silk streamer. Way more impressive. There are some other things in there, like there's a burnt and restored match. I haven't got any matches here, but a cocktail stick works the same way. So you just light a match or strike a match. Or you could do a burnt restored cocktail stick if you want. But yeah, again, just put that in and then restore it so it's not burnt. And then you've got simple things like transitions from one thing to another thing, or one place to another place. You can go across the room and put a deck of cards down over there. And what you're going to do is to open up what we're going to do. Jason? Thanks, Artar. What we're going to do is to put the thumb tip into there like that and just kind of seal it up, and you can put that down over there. Now you can get whatever you want. You get to borrow a banknote of somebody and get them to sign the banknote, and then you get them to fold up small, or you can use a coin. For this one, it's going to use a 20p coin, and you say, look, I have over here a deck of cards or a cigarette box, whatever you want. I'm going to put your signed coin into there like that. Okay. And keep that down over there, and then you do the magic moves, and then you reach across to here and you reach in, and then you're simply going to go in here and you're going to pull that coin or note out from that one. Okay, and then when you get the note or the box, you can just show them that it's empty like that, show inside, and that's it. And all you're doing is literally quite straightforward. Whatever you're going to do, you need to hold the thumb tip in place, otherwise the thumb tip will go all the way down. But just hold the thumb tip. You're going to put it straight in like that and just take the thumb tip out. Make sure your hands are extended. You can then hide it behind the box, close the box, put the box down, reach over here to the other box, go inside, hold the thumb tip, pull out whatever you're going to pull out, show that, go back in, take the thumb tip out, and then hide it behind the flap of the box or whatever. So that's a little transposition you could do with a thumb tip. So yeah, a few little ideas, something to get you get the creative juices flowing while you're at home on lockdown, and I'm sure you can come up with a ton of other ideas. If you do want more ideas, there's 101 ideas in here. We have 2 of these, they're about £3, as I said, and it's a bargain. It's worth its weight in gold, literally. And that way, if you're ever going out in an evening and you don't want to carry too much magic with you because maybe you've got tight jeans or just don't want to have much on you, all you've got got to do is take a thumb tip. You've got half an hour of magic there. And this is just a few of the more uncommon things I'm showing you. There's a ton of other things you can do, from bill switches to well, there's all kinds of mentalism routines and things you can do with it as well. So I hope that helps a bit, and hopefully that inspired some creative juices. Right, what's the time? 5 o'clock. So we can start to wrap up now, I think. Let's see, where were we? Where's the last one I liked over here? Right. Enjoy your move. Oh, Robert Van Buren talking to Mike on that, isn't it? Yeah. Right. John says, can anyone tell me if you buy Ace by Richard Sanders, is the adhesive on the card when you buy it? Are you able buy it, or do you have to buy it separate? No, you don't have to buy it separately, John. You already get it with it. Excuse me. Good luck with the move. Oh, we've done that already. Graham says, ooh, fire, that got my attention, Dave. And Artar next, very appropriate. If you haven't seen Ottar's video, by the way, guys, do check out Ottar's review of Egyptian Ink and Flashy by Sans Minds. Brilliant. Go to our Facebook page. You'll see a link to Ottar's YouTube video. Or last week, Ottar posted a link to it live. I'm sure Ottar can post another link now. Well worth checking out. A lot of effort goes into Ottar's videos. And it's very much appreciated, Ottar. Anyway, Ottar says to reduce clattering when dropping coins or whatever into a thumb tip, I line a thumb tip with beige felt. Yeah, you can do that. It takes up a bit of the room. There is a bit of a noise putting coins in it in this situation. If I just put them in now, you'll hear it. One, it's silent, but you can kind of slide them down as well. I'm just kind of dropping them in, but you can kind of put them in and use your finger like this. So there, you kind of put your finger in just to lower it down. You can do it a bit quieter if you want to, or you just go, I've got a trick to show you. Works quite well. But now you can put them slower. If you tilt your hand down that way as well, you're not dropping them in, you're kind of placing them in. So you can just kind of put one there and just put one there, and you can kind of place them in your hand like that if you want. And you can almost do it, visibly. And then the last one there, no noise on that one. There you go. Play around with it. I was just doing it quickly for the video. Jonas says, if you really want to turbocharge your thumb tip work, you should check out J. Scott Berry's Eclipse Tip. Truly amazing gimmick. Yeah, J. Scott Berry, brilliant magician. I love a lot of what he does. Very creative. Ottar says, I find a thumb tip to be underestimated as a gimmick for making things appear rather than disappear. Yeah, absolutely. There's so many uses for it, but so many people are also afraid of it because they've become quite well known, and you can buy them in some joke shots. People are afraid to use them, but most people, lay people who buy a thumb tip, think of it only as a way to vanish either a handkerchief or a cigarette, and that's it. They don't think of all the other things you could do with it. And I used to be paranoid at first that I was going to get caught, and over the years I've used it thousands and thousands of times, and only the very odd person who's a bit of an amateur magician will go like that with me. And yeah, I used to carry, don't know if you've seen those big swollen thumb tips. Let me just see if I can find these. I used to carry one of these around me for years, and I was quite gutted. I never got a chance to use it. Just going to check out this very quickly, but it might be an idea some of you guys might want to use. Come on, Safari, there we are. Where are they? They used to be around all the time. I don't know if you can get them anymore. Doesn't seem to be any of them around, guys. You might be able to find them in some joke shops in a few places. Come on, go back to the main screen. There we go. What's happening there? But yeah, basically it's a really big swollen thumb that's all kind of glowing red. And I used to have one in my pocket there, kind of like that. And the idea was, if anyone says, oh, there's something on your thumb, I go, really? What are you on about? There's nothing on my thumb. And of course there's a massive thumb on there now, and it will be my sort of get out of jail free card if I had a thumb tip on. But yeah, can't find them anymore. So right, what's happened to my screen here? It's all kind of gone weird. Charlie says, tip from Kieran Johnson, use popcorn salt. It pours for longer because the granules are finer. Yeah, good call. Yeah, so if you're doing any salt pour routine, you can do that as well, goes longer. But talking about popcorn, that's another thing you could do. You could have a couple of lumps of popcorn in your hand with a thumb tip and have some corn kernels and just put them in there and get a lighter and go watch this. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, some popcorn for you. Again, another little use. Just get those juices flowing, guys. Any tips on using aged steel replica coins? Only tips really on using them in that steel coins are attracted to magnets. So it just means you can either steal from a magnet on here. You can actually get little, they're golf, what's the word? When you play golf and you put your ball down on putting green, well basically you put a marker down and you put your ball up, golf marker I think they're called. But you can actually buy them in golf shops now. What they are, it's a little clip that fits on your belt and it's basically, can't bend the key, it's a no bend key. Imagine that is bent over and there's a clips on there, there's a magnet on there, and that means you can just clip a coin to it. And they're pennies each. You can have a couple around there. So if you wanted a coin, you can just kind of steal a coin really easy from the magnet, or ditch a coin as well, especially if you're going to put it under your jacket. So steel Morgans are brilliant for using that, which you can't do with most other coins that aren't magnetic. Jonas says, oh yeah, about salt pour. Yeah, so for a great long salt pour, use a quartz sand and mix some very fine glitter. Yeah, that's another good call. Ooh, no giveaways at the moment, Adam. Not today. Because we're not taking much in. I can't really afford to give much away at the moment. Not until after the live. We'll give more giveaways after the lockdown. Brian says, might not want to have a persistent cough when performing for the foreseeable future. There's a review from Ottar. Thanks for posting the link there. Ottar says, I saw the swollen thumb tip for sale in Blackpool. It's Chinese plastic, so you could find them in a joke shop. They're $2 or £2. Look at the clown thumb, says Walter. And Nigel says jumbo thumb. Yeah, thank you, guys. And Jake Allen says, do you know where I can find the thumb tips for a really long salt pour? A lot of salt pours are not actually done with a thumb tip. It's done with a gimmick. It's like a bulbous shape gimmick. So Tony Clark has a good gimmick, which is a larger one. And Verne do a gimmick, but it's quite small. It's called Insta Salt. And there's another one, Dr. Daly's salt pour as well. So there's 3 to look at. But the larger ones, you can't really hide them like a thumb tip. It's more of a case of you kind of transfer it from hand to hand, as you're doing things under gestures and stuff like that. So and that's the you get a lot longer pour with that because obviously there's a lot more room inside it. So. Peter Kidd says, thanks for the Phoenix cards arrived today. First time I've tried these instead of bikes. They seem so much more usable straight out of the box. Fan and ferro cleanly. A much more modern face design. That's why people like them, Peter. Same with the Carter Monday cards. Very similar. Andy Tingley says, lovely thumb tip, Dave. That's brill. And Tony Clark salt pour says, Charlie Robinson. Yeah, and Charlie, I know you've been doing it. So, right, guys, I think that's it from me today. So, thank you all for joining me. I hope you all have a good weekend. Stay healthy. Stay indoors. And don't be dead for next week. I want to see you all back next week. So don't die of coronavirus between now and next week. Right. See you later, guys. And thank you all for joining us.